Woodland creatures. I don't mind the birds. I just don't like the squirrels, the possums, the little rodent. Ugh. Good morning and welcome to Table Talk 805. We're here at BG's Cafe in downtown Oxnard. My guest today is Robert. He's with the Club Tijuana Soccer. It's pronounced Olos? No.
Cholos.
Cholos. And that is a dialect of
Aztec,
Mexico.
cultures,
Yeah, it's spelled Xolos.
correct.
Now, what is this? What is the Club Tijuana?
Club Tijuana Cholos Squinkles is what they're called, but short, since such a long name, people just call it Cholos. It's what it is a soccer team out of Mexico, professional soccer team. They're actually, what they're doing is they're working with the states, and they started their first school and club program here, and we're part of that. Ventura County, they have a school and camps and clinics out of Temecula, but they saw how much talent there is here in Ventura County in the recent times that they've come, and they're starting their program here, and I'm actually blessed that they are letting me work with their program.
Now, have you ever played pro or semi-pro soccer, or were you just one of those kids that kind of played in the clubs around, like AYSO or through Parks and Recs, or how far did you ever go in soccer?
Well, I started playing at an older age, actually in last year of high school. I didn't. There was AYSO and all that, but we didn't really know about it in our area where I was growing up. So I started playing late, and I really enjoyed it. And I pushed myself, and I was fortunate to play at a pro level. I played amateur and I played semi-pro, but like I said, the blessing came when I started playing at a professional level in Mexico and in the States.
So we didn't make it to World Cup then, I take it.
No. I mean, that would have been great, but no. I had my share of great times and good moments, and through it all, you get to meet a lot of great people, a lot of different cultures and stuff like that, and that's what it's about.
Now, did you get to travel the world or just Mexico with these teams? Or?
No, mostly it was Mexico and here in the States. I mean, never overseas, but it was just as it is. Like I said, just those little experiences were great. I mean, it's just something that I wish the kids, and I hope that a lot of these kids in our program get to see, or get to be a part of.
Now, for this kind of a club, what makes it different than some of the other ones that are here?
Well, just the fact that we're the only affiliated program with the backing of a professional team. I mean, that's a lot in itself. We have them that they will be supporting our kids from day one to as far as they want to go. We have the professional team, we have the farm teams, and we have the school and the club program, which a lot of the local clubs, don't offer. And like I said, that's a blessing in itself, just to be affiliated with a professional team.
Now, is this for someone who is just likes playing, or is this for someone who's serious about soccer?
Well, that's the good thing about this program, is that we have different programs for different players. I mean, we have the development program for kids that have never played, that want to learn how to play. That's what the school comes in. We also have the recreational program for kids that are, getting their feet wet, and now they feel with more confidence to play at a other level. And then we have the club program, which caters to kids with more development, that have been around more in the sport. And now the great thing is that now we have the farm teams for those kids that really stand out, that want to pursue a professional career. And once being there, it just depends on their work ethics. They can someday be a part of the uh, the pro program.
Now, how do you weed out those kids that could go to the farm and maybe semi-pro and pro? Because, for me, anybody that can kick the ball into the goal, that's great for me. But, with soccer, I mean, how you have so many people. City of Oxnard alone has over 600 teams between the clubs and the groups and parks and recs and all of that. How do you weed out talent? I mean, there are people that are great where they're at, and then that's it. But I mean, how do you weed them out to say you're going somewhere?
You know what?
You're the next Ronaldo.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, skill is a big help, but what we're looking for is that perfect player in the aspect of discipline. If the player's disciplined and he's a hard worker, it's going to get you farther than just pure skills. I mean, that's what we're looking for is for the well-rounded player. Not too much on the skill aspect because that can be taught. But I mean, discipline and all that, it plays a big part in the future of the player. I mean, if you're disciplined and you're willing to work, it'll come to you easier. So that's what we're looking for is, like I said, a well-rounded player, you know, well-minded. I mean, all that, everything plays a part.
Now, someone looking, let's say they do have what you're looking for to make it in the professional level of soccer. How does it work for soccer players? That's what a lot of people are confused about with soccer here in the States. With football, most athletes have about 7 to 10 year career, and then they venture into other things, sports announcing. Same thing with baseball, same thing with hockey. They have so much of a shelf life playing, and then they retire on or move on to other things. Now, what about soccer players? Because you have some that have defied the odds. Usually most soccer players are very young, 20s, but then you have people like David Beckham who are in their 40s and they're still very viable.
Yeah.
So how does it work for soccer players as far as their viability and their shelf life?
Well, it goes back. I feel that there's not really a shelf life in any sport. It falls back on the discipline, how well you take care of yourself. If you're an injured player, you rest instead of, trying to push it, and that's where injury gets worse. So I mean, if you're a very disciplined player, your shelf life will be longer than somebody who doesn't take care of themselves as far as, staying up late and going here and doing this and that. But if you're very, professional prone, then you're going to be fine. You will last longer in any sport.
Now, when looking at the kids, watching them play, or with the older kids, I mean, do you look at some of these players and say, that's the next Pele, that's the next Ronaldo, that's the next David Beckham? Or do you look at these kids and say, you know what, they're going to make it? I mean, how do you look at them and kind of grade them?
Well, I mean, you appreciate good talent when you see it. I mean, you see some kids. I mean, we have 5-year-old kids that can do things with the ball that not even a 13-year-old can. I mean, there's just some kids that are naturally talented, and I mean, and those kids you wanna kind of encourage them, to continue, doing what they're doing, and most of it comes is that they're just having fun. That's why it comes easy to them. A lot of the times, us as coaches, we put too much pressure on them and trying to do certain things. And we forget about why they started playing in the first place, which is the fun. And I mean, but those kids, like I said, it's hard to weed out one from the other, because you can have a great kid playing now and one that's developing, and eventually they'll get to the same level,
Now, soccer is kind of expensive. That's something I found out with my son. When he started playing, because you got to buy the shin guards, you got to buy the socks, the special shoes, you got to buy the practice ball, you got to, all this kind of stuff, plus all the fees that go into soccer. Like AYSO, it's $150, plus I got to pay snacks, and, it's quite an investment. Now, when you have kids that have families that don't quite have those resources, how do you help them out?
Well, we offer programs, scholarship programs for them. And I mean, soccer, I'll be honest with you, I think it's the cheapest sport. I mean, all you need is a ball and a net, and you're going to play. What happens is that now they're just figuring. I mean, it's everything, and I hate to say it, that sports now are becoming more of a business than what it used to be. Before it was just about playing and let's go and then let's put up a goal here, put two bags, and that's our goal, and let's kick the ball around. But now it's about the kids want the $100 shoes, they want the expensive balls, they want this, and they're forgetting about the true meaning of playing, of being in a sport. And like I said, I mean, honestly, soccer to me is very inexpensive. Uh, I mean, but like I said, it goes back to, wanting the good things. And in a lot of these clubs and a lot of these leagues, I mean, they're just, I hate to say it, but they're just looking for how much am I going to make?
Yeah.
It's about numbers. It's about, if I have 100 teams, I'm going to have so much money. And so they're not really catering to the needs of the players or the kids. To them, they're just a paycheck and a number.
Yeah, because when you do the clubs, we looked at a club for my son. This is when he was trying to find, we were doing baseball, we tried soccer, we tried club thinking maybe if we got him in club that would be better. He wound up never liking soccer.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is that with club, you got to pay for the refs. You got to pay these administration fees. And then you have to go to certain stores and buy your product. Is there any kind of regulation on that, or it hasn't quite organized to that level yet?
I mean, it hasn't organized to that level yet. I mean, but eventually it will. I see that there's going to be changes. And one of the changes is the program that we bring to the community. Because now we offer, like I said, a lot more for what they're used to paying. I mean, we only charge $35 a month. And that's if we have 3 session practices, 2 hours up to 3 hours sometimes a session. So, I mean, you're looking at about a $3 donation. And that's just for the upkeep of our equipment, to compensate our coaches. I mean, because a lot of the coaches, let's be honest, they're out there spending a lot of time and they don't even get compensated or even a thank you once in a while. So, and this also encourages the parents to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to taking their kids to practice and etc., things like that. I mean, parents sometimes, because it's free, they say, well, I'll go to practice today, I won't go tomorrow. But when there's a cost to something, now they say, hey, well, I got to pay it. And I'm there. If I'm going to pay for a product, I better be there. So now there's more discipline involved and stuff like that. And that's what helps our program, is that we have more parents disciplined in that aspect, that they need to be there.
That time with my daughter, she's in a girls' fraternity, and it's only $40 a year. There are times, I don't want to go, you're going, I paid $40.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going. Stuff
So
like that.
yeah, it boils down to that. It's like, you feel you're more obligated and committed to that. And I mean, a lot of these kids, like I said, we deal with 5-year-olds, and so forth, and they need that support from the parents.
Okay, well, we'll be right back with Robert and more of the Tijuana Football Club. And if you want more information on this show or any other shows, feel free to email me at tabletalk805@gmail.com, or you can check out my Facebook page at Facebook.com/tabletalk805, or check out our Twitter handle at tabletalk805 on Twitter. See you in a few.